Hey guys, welcome back to Boots and Bounty Homestead. My name is Casey and you're in the dining room. I've got something I want to show you that I've been doing. I wanted to see if it worked. And then this way, if you either haven't done it this year, you can definitely keep it in mind to do it next year. And I know Laura at Hedgehog Homestead did this particular thing in a video. So go check her out. And I was kind of looking into some different things, and I actually found this idea in a comment of another YouTube video. I do not remember where I got it from to save my life because I watch so many YouTube videos. But I got the idea because somebody commented that their grandmother used to do this. And so I wanted to show you what I'm doing, and we are actually going to check it ourselves. I have not looked at it in about a week. So I want to show you real quick what I'm doing and explain why. So let's start with this box. And no, it's not mail. But rather, at the end of the season, we all end up with green tomatoes. And I was trying to decide whether I wanted to store them or whether I wanted to make like salsa verde or something of that nature with all the green tomatoes. So in that comment, I saw this, I assume it to be a younger gentleman, probably about my age, say that his grandmother used to store all their green tomatoes in cardboard boxes, and she would pull them out all winter and then just get the fresh ones out, so they had fresh tomatoes all year. Well, this box contains our yellow pears. And look, guys, is that not crazy? So, once or twice a week, I go through boxes. I have 4 boxes. And I have a tray here that I keep my stuff on. And I go through here, and anything that has turned or is turning, such as this one, I'll go ahead and get out and then use them as I need to, or once I get enough, I'll go back and make like my yellow pear tomato sauce, and I'll just kind of keep using them instead of making like the salsa verde or something that honestly we're not going to eat. So we go through here and I pick out anything that has turned, put it on here on my tray. And I'm getting quite a bit here. And I'll go ahead and take the caps off as I come to them. Just to save me time later. And then what you want to make sure whenever you're putting these in boxes, and like I said, I've got 4. I've got 2 of the yellow pear tomatoes and 2 of all my reds and yellows and purples. My big tomatoes and my little tomatoes, I got them separated out. And you don't want to put too much pressure on them as they are ripening. So this is only probably about the equivalent of 2 layers. And as I'm going through these to pick out all the ripe ones or the ripening ones, I check to make sure there's not any bad ones that have spoiled or have gotten squished, because I don't want these to get squished. That's why I'm keeping them on the lighter side of weight wise on top of each other. So I'll go through here and just look and make sure that there's none that have went bad. And if so, I'll take them out. And I see one. Here's one that's went bad. So I'm just going to put it to the side and throw it away. Alright. I think I've just about got them all out of this box. Alright. I'll move this to the side, close it back up. And excuse the tornado sirens. It's Saturday and the tornado sirens is in my backyard. So the next box, we'll just keep going. Woo! Looky there. Look at all of those. So let's just go ahead and start taking these out. And some of these are going to be yellow, some of them are going to be red, some of them are going to be purple. That's pretty. Looks like I'm going to be using up a whole bunch of tomatoes this week. But you know what? People will be amazed that you still have fresh tomatoes this long. Well, that was about half of that box. Alright, I'll set it to the side. We'll get another one. And this one is another yellow pear. Oh my goodness, y'all. In a week's time, this is insane. Alright, so we'll just pick all the ripe ones out. And the last box. Wow. It's like going grocery shopping. I think I smell a bad one though. Okay, I'm going to put a couple of these back in here just to let them ripen up just a little bit more, because I don't need them sitting on my table, and they're going to ripen up just as fast out here as they do in here. Or maybe even a little bit slower, which would be great, because I don't need them right now. Yeah, I'm going to put some of these back in here. And we'll just check them back in a couple of days. No big deal. Okay. Alright guys, I just wanted to share that with you, just in case you have any green tomatoes left over. Now I know at Laura over at Hedgehog Homestead, she talked about putting hers in bags. And I know a lot of people that do that, and I've never tried it. So I can't speak on using bags. But my problem is I have very limited bags, and I don't really have anywhere to set bags. And to me, honestly, just in my research and my own opinion, it worked out better for me to put them in boxes. And I think it's kind of the same effect, because the boxes here, they have a bigger surface area on the bottom. And that was one thing that I contemplated with using different methods on storing these for a while, because the bags, I would rather lay them down, and to me, I would either have to have it somewhere like sitting on top of something to look at them, like inside the bag, if I was to lay them on their side and spread the tomatoes out, because again, I don't want a whole, like a bag sitting up and have the weight squish them. So it depends on really the amount and the size that you have and how it's going to work best for you. So I worked it through, you know, well, if I sit the bags on something and have them stacked up, I'm going to have to either lay them down to be able to go through them, or if I lay them down, I'm going to have to sit them up. And in my thinking, I'd be beating my tomatoes up every time I laid them down or set them up. So I read that comment on someone else's video, and they said, you know, that their grandmother had put them in boxes. And I was like, well, I've got a lot of my supply boxes, like this one, that I get some of my supplies, like my tins for my salves that I use, that are small, but they are long and short, skinny, you know, in height. So that way I can do several of them and I can stack them up and they're not squishing each other. I said, well, you know, maybe, you know, I told myself I'm going to try it, see if it works, see how I like that, because I can, you know, look through the tomatoes very easily and get out the ones that are ready, and they're not going to be damaged or very deep to where if one goes bad, I can't get to it. So I just wanted to show you guys this and let you know it is an option to have, you know, fresh tomatoes longer, and they're not on the vine. They're not having a risk of freezing or frost or snow or anything like that. They're inside. They're your tomatoes. You grew them. The only thing is they are the size they're going to be. You know, you're not going to be growing 2-pound tomatoes in boxes or anything. So when you pick them off green, they're going to stay that size, and they're just going to ripen up over time. So I just wanted to share this idea with you. So maybe if some of you are still pulling green tomatoes off, if you haven't, you know, gotten too cold yet, and you want something to do with your tomatoes to use them longer and not necessarily have to can them all up into something that you may or may not use or have an abundance of and not get through it, you know, for years and years and years. So this is an option you can do where you can eat fresh tomatoes longer, have fresher meals with tomatoes, even during the winter time, or make fresh recipes with just cut up tomatoes, and you can use them during the winter time where other people are not. And you won't have to buy them from the store either. So I thank you for stopping by and watching this video. Let me know if you guys do bags or boxes or newspaper, or I mean, I've seen and heard of a whole bunch of different ways. Let me know if you guys store your green tomatoes. Do you keep them in the dark? Do you keep them in the cool place? You know, so share with me your ideas. And like I said, this is just an experiment that I wanted to do, and I really actually didn't plan on sharing it until next year, but it's doing so well. I wanted to share it with you guys to keep in mind either for next year, or if some of you guys are still getting your green tomatoes off the vines and want something else to do with them to keep them over the winter time and make them last longer. And I want to say I thank you, Laura from Hedgehog Homestead, for giving me the idea to inspire me to do some research and see what else I can do with my green tomatoes, just so I don't have, you know, a whole bunch of salsa verde we're not going to eat. So thank you again, Laura, for giving me the idea, and I hope you guys go check her out and enjoy all this content, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.